Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Jack and Glen channel. I'm Glen. Before we get started with talking about Lindy and Miguel's siblings, do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of our reviews. Tonight I want to talk about how these two siblings, the reasons and why these two siblings could be the destruction of Miguel and Lindy's marriage. If you watch this past episode of Married at First Sight, you can see that Miguel's sister Priscilla went in. She went in on Lindy, right? Gotten Lindy all emotional and upset a little bit while they were meeting with the families. If you missed the full review of Married at First Sight, please click the link above so you can check that out. But I really want to talk here because siblings could destroy families, right? We know that everybody, we marry into families. We marry into families. We kind of marry the siblings, the mom or the daddy, all those. We really actually marry the person. But siblings play a big role in families, right? Because everybody want the family to be united. Everybody want the family to be together. But in some cases, it just doesn't happen, right? It can't. So in some cases, it's kind of, I'm not saying it's possible. Sometimes it rubs you, a sibling rubs your spouse the wrong way, right? In this case, I believe that Priscilla, even though I think she might have meant well, the way that she came off real rough, right? Came off hard, came off aggressive. She said, I love her. She talked about how her brother is a, before I get there, she talked about how the signs, right? How her brother is a Cancer and Lindy's a Gemini, and she wanted to make sure that these signs don't really match up, because this is what I do. I'm in the signs, I'm in the symbols. To me, I'm not really into the signs or the symbols, and some of you watching the video may be into signs and symbols. I believe they said the sign that me and my wife are, we wouldn't probably be compatible. We've been married for 20 years, happy, right? So I think some things are what people make it and what you believe in and how you believe it. Some of y'all may have some different experiences, right? If you have different experiences or you believe in the zodiac sign or the signs, hey, leave a comment in the comment section and let me know what you think, right? I believe people make marriages and they control marriages. That's not necessarily what kind of sign you have or what you do, right? So that was one of the biggest things that she said, look, I'm into signs. I know what signs are. I'm concerned because, and we could see Lindy getting tongue-tied, twisted up, and even getting emotional. Even when they're talking about the signs, she was nervous, right? She is very nervous when the sister, because the sister's coming off real rough. She's coming off hard. She talks about her brother being a hopeless romantic, right? Talk about her brother being in love and how she's his protector, right? She's a ride or die for her brother. She's 100%. Hey, I'm for my brother regardless. Which, hey, this to me could be a red flag, because Lindy could say something bad about Miguel and it could be actually true, right? But Priscilla's gonna ride 100% for her brother. Y'all see it sometimes. Family members don't believe anything the spouse says, knowing that their brother or their sibling is no good or their sister is no good, but the spouse says something about them, it becomes an issue. In this case, I feel like if Lindy said anything about Miguel to the sister or anybody in his family, they won't believe her, because the sister rides that hard for Miguel, right? Then the next thing that she talks about was that my brother works real hard to make himself successful, and he doesn't want to. What do you bring to the table? What do I bring to the table? Are you talking about love to the table? Are you talking about respect to the table? Are you talking about me caring for him and being covering him and protecting him and us building a relationship? You're worried more about my financial status? Yeah, I understand finances is a big issue, but what's any concern is that to Priscilla, right? That's a conversation, or that's a discussion that Miguel and Lindy should be having, right? Not Priscilla, which I'll be scared to tell her, because what you gonna do, run back and tell your brother before I tell him? Hey, you know, this girl has a whole bunch of debt, right? At this point, that's Lindy's business to tell Miguel that she has this amount of debt and that she's going to take. And if you really looked at that scene, Lindy got emotional. She was really upset. Matter of fact, she doesn't even like her own fact. She don't like the fact that she is in that much debt. More or less having to tell somebody else, hey, I'm in a lot of debt, right? I can imagine how much debt she may be in. I think she might have said like 200,000, if I'm not mistaken, of debt that she said she was in, if I got the numbers right. Say she was in a lot of debt. and to get her degree and where she at in life, and she's not happy about it. But it made her emotional because, again, student loans is a big issue across America, across the United States. People dealing with those, and it becomes a depression state when you got a degree and you paid this much amount for it, and you go to university and you can't live, or you're paying too much money. So she's already you can tell she already have a self-esteem about the debt, and to be added on top of that, that your spouse doesn't like debt, or he's really worked too hard, or you're the siblings thinking that, hey, you're going to drag my brother down into a rabbit hole that he doesn't want to be in because he worked hard. Now, Miguel even said that himself, that he wasn't happy that she was in this type of debt, but you can't control that, right? We come into this thing, the two become one, and you help each other out. If that's what they decide to do in their marriage, hey, they can tackle this thing. And he's bringing a big income in. She has a big income already. I think the friend said it, the male friend that was there, sit down and come up with a plan. How can we attack this debt? Show me, teach me, right, how you became debt-free and how you maintain being debt-free. And so now you have a wife who makes a lot of money, just like he makes a lot of money, and they can become debt-free together. But she was really attacking Lindy in this situation, which could be detrimental. I think Miguel has to not tell his sister much about his relationship because, as she says, she's a ride or die. She's 100%. So anything he shares, it will be magnified tenfold, right? And then on the flip side, I'm not going to leave Lindy's brother out of the situation. He's not squeaky clean, right? He was attacking Miguel as well, talking about, again, bringing up sex, right? Bringing up how sex is a big issue. Lindy must not have told her brother, right, that she's out there, that she's been out there, that she's been loose, that she's been sleeping around after she left her faith. Because I think if she was told him these issues, or have told him this, that she's been out there, some of the questions that he's bringing may not arise, because he knew his sister was, again, loose. Not my words, hers, right? She slept but had a lot of one-night stands to see what it was like. Her brother's kind of involved, talking about how a 35-year-old man, questioning Miguel being 35 and not being married, right? Questioning Miguel being 35 and having women cheat on him, or not being in a committed relationship. Questioning Miguel, talking about, hey, when people get married, right, it's not really consummated, or it's not really they're not really together until they have sex. Well, don't rush that man's. You're talking about this man's sex life, right? I have a problem with grown men trying to tell me how to handle my sex life. You another grown man. Yeah, you her sibling. Yeah, you her brother. Y'all know each other. But do not try to control my sex life with your thoughts or with your religious beliefs. And I'm a religious person. So, but still at the same time, you have a guy who's not religious, who's not going to understand on a spiritual level what you're talking about, because he told you he doesn't believe in organized religion. He doesn't believe in any of that. And yet you're trying to attack him and trying to make him feel some type of way, or move in this realm and move into this direction with his sister. I think Lindy's brother they have to understand boundaries, right? Priscilla has to understand boundaries. Lindy's brother has to understand boundaries. There have to be boundaries in in-laws and sibling laws when it comes to relationships. People have to check your boundaries at the door, right? And Lindy and Miguel going to have to set boundaries for their siblings. Not involve their siblings in everything that goes on in their relationship. Involve their siblings in arguments. Involve their siblings in disagreements. Sometimes they might not even have to go to Christmas and bar mitzvahs or Thanksgiving together, right? They just may have to be able to connect with each other and leave the siblings out of it, because I think if they involve the siblings, that there may be an issue with Priscilla on Miguel's side, and with Lindy's brother, I forgot his name, on her side. They have to be able to separate that and create the boundary. There's a great book, I think I talked about this last time, by Henry Cloud, called Boundaries, right? I'm gonna leave it in the description. Talking about boundaries. We got to have boundaries in a relationship. He breaks down boundaries a lot. Family boundaries, boundaries with children, boundary and just regular families, right? So I'm going to leave the books in the description. Click the link on one of those books if you want to read a great book about boundaries. But Miguel and Lindy have to create boundaries in their relationship. If not, their siblings could tear their relationship apart because of how aggressive they are, by how forthright they are, how protective they are, how just overbearing they can be. I felt bad for Lindy. I felt bad for Miguel for some of the questioning they received when they was at the table from the siblings. I don't know about you guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Did you feel bad? Was the questioning correct, right? Was it aggressive? Let us know what did you think about the questioning from Lindy's brother and Miguel's sister on this past episode of Married at First Sight. Was the siblings too much? leave a comment in the comment section below. I just wanted to drop that for you guys. Once again, thanks for joining us. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of our reviews. And once again, thank you.